Joining us on the broadcast are China NC leader Shiv Sena Jayeshwani, Shiv Sena UBT leader Reshma Tapase, spokesperson of the MNS, and of course my colleague Rajdeep Sardesai. In fact, I'm getting to know that Sahil Joshi will join us shortly. But Rajdeep, I want to come to you first to understand your views on whether you look at this as a short-term arrangement or does this have the scope to last, is how the two sides are claiming it to be. How do you view this reunion?
You know, Suesha, my first reaction to this reunion is that this is only another act in this long-running Maharashtra drama that has played out in the last few years, where political alliances have shifted, families have divided, parties have divided in unimaginable manners. And at the heart of what is happening in Maharashtra, Suesha, is the fact that the BJP has emerged as the dominant party of Maharashtra. Over the last decade, barring the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, the BJP has more or less won every major election. Even in the BMC elections of 2017, the BJP went neck to neck with the Shiv Sena in their own citadel. Shiv Sena won 84, the BJP won 82. So one, there is the threat that the other parties now face from this dominant BJP. The other is the manner in which the Shiv Sena has imploded over the last few years. I see what happened today primarily, initially at least, as a battle for survival amongst the various Shiv Senas as to Shiv Sena ka boss kaun. Who is the true legatee of Balasaheb Thackeray's legacy? Till a few years ago, while Uddhav Thackeray was chief minister, it appeared that Uddhav was the whole and soul of the Shiv Sena. Raj Thackeray had been pushed to the margins. Along comes Eknath Shinde in 2022 and changes all the equations. Joins hands with the BJP, becomes the chief minister and emerges in a way as a leader in his own right. And suddenly the Thackeray brand name is under a huge question mark. That the Thackerays alone cannot pull the Marathi Manus on one side. So that divided Marathi Manus vote is the first battle that's going to be fought, particularly in the BMC elections a few months from now. So what you saw today, Suesha, was Uddhav Thackeray recognizing that he needs allies at a time like this, Raj Thackeray looking for political relevance, and therefore the two cousins setting aside their animosities to come together on one platform for political survival in the first instance. The next battle, which will be fought possibly, is how do the Senas then deal with the ascendant BJP? Because in the past, Balasaheb Thackeray, while he was alive, would call the shots. And the BJP was the #2 player in the Hindutva alliance. All that has changed in the last decade with the rise of Mr. Modi and Amit Shah. Now the BJP is the #1 player and the Shiv Sena has become the secondary player. So there are two battles that are going to be fought. Battle number one, who is the Shiv Sena? Who is the Asli Shiv Sena? Is it Eknath Shinde? Is it Uddhav Thackeray or the Thackeray cousins? And the second battle, ki Maharashtra ka king kaun. I think both these battles will play out over the next few years, and until they reach some kind of a logical conclusion, you will see a lot of churning in Maharashtra politics. Who knows? 6 months from now, one of these Thackerays could well join hands with the BJP again. Nothing, the only thing that can be predicted, Suesha, about Maharashtra politics at the moment is its sheer unpredictability. This is a mirror cracked, and everyone is trying to pick up some pieces in the hope that they can continue with their political relevance.
Oh yes, everybody is really trying to piece together where this will go, and I want to bring in Sahil Joshi there because you also had a chat with Sanjay Raut, and everyone is trying to read into the political intonation behind it. Is this political messaging ahead of the BMC polls? Is there a likely possibility that both of them could come together and fight together? What is your sense? Sahil? All right, not too sure if Sahil can hear me, and we'll try and reconnect that line with him to bring him in at a later point. But China NC, you're smiling there. I want to come to you because the BJP has slammed this reunion saying that this is not real brotherhood. But the UBT Sena is saying that this is the coming back together of the real Sena, because Eknath Shinde Sena has no real identity, no ideology, and now people will see what the real Shiv Sena is all about.
So 20 years down, what are we seeing? We're seeing two Thackeray brothers who have come together, and a lot had been said by Rajdeep about the Thackerays. Let me please say that people don't vote on surnames anymore. The philosophy of Hindu Hriday Samrat Adarnya Balasaheb Thackeray was way beyond, because it was an ideology. Now look at this posturing just before elections. And it almost seems like it's hum saath saath hai, and after elections it would be hum aapke hain kaun. In 2014, there was an alliance between Uddhav Thackeray and the BJP. Before the municipal corporation elections in 2017, the alliance was broken. 2019, again, there was an alliance with the BJP, and votes were taken on the basis of Prime Minister Modi, etc. We know what happened post the results. There was again a betrayal for the sake of power, and there was an alliance which Adarnya Hindu Hriday Samrat would have never allowed, which was an anti-Hindu Congress alliance, and less said the better. Now again, you have Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray, the two brothers, coming together in this so-called unreliable nature, because there is nothing left of them politically in terms of relevance. They have chosen to use the word Marathi, the language Marathi, and play politics with it. Marathi Asmita is something that we have championed, and we have always stood by for our Matrabhasha, but not as a political agenda. In this whole get together, I want to ask that when there was a lot of criticism, and it almost seemed as if it was the king of criticism and sarcasm. Other than that, was there any agenda at all for the people of Maharashtra? Was there any kind of thought process of what their vision plan is? Not one thing was said. So it almost seems that the MNS engine will set the torch on fire, but in a way of destruction. I don't even want to get into much political commentary, because we are here for the development agenda, and we have continued to work. Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde, and Ajit Pawar have been a force to reckon with. Let's not forget, we fought 80 seats in the Vidhan Sabha and 160. People repose their faith in Adarnya Eknathji Shinde because we have delivered on ground. This is not the uprising of hypocrites, frauds, and people who deceive Marathi people and the vision plan of Adarnya Hindu Hriday Samrat. And let me please say that their alliance can seem like hum saath saath right now, but it's going to be hum aapke hain kaun after the elections for sure.
Okay, you're making a prediction already. Let me quickly bring in Sahil, because he's been getting in a lot of voices, and especially your conversation with Sanjay Raut is what I wanted to touch upon. Where is this headed? Many people believe that this is political messaging ahead of the BMC polls, because both of them are looking to revive the lost Marathi vote bank.
Well, it clearly looked like that, because the whole setup of this organized event today, which they called Vijay Rally, a rally of a victory for the cause of the Marathi Asmita, the Marathi pride, is clearly set up in such a way that there should be a launch of two brothers coming together after 20 years. They parted their ways on the issue of who is going to lead, who will lead Shiv Sena in future, who is going to claim the legacy of late Balasaheb Thackeray, and finally, after 20 years, despite efforts in between by various other people, including that of late Balasaheb Thackeray, the brothers couldn't come together. They couldn't even see eye to eye. But now the circumstances have definitely forced both of them to come together on one stage, and the whole response was actually electric. They knew that their cadre was looking at that. They were looking forward to it, that both the brothers will come together, because this is a huge event in Maharashtra's political circle at this point of time. And so looking at that, definitely it was a clear setup to kind of give a message that, okay, we can come together, and if we come together, what can happen in Maharashtra politics. I'm not saying that tomorrow suddenly things will turn around 360 degrees, and the Mahayuti will come down, and both the Thackerays coming together will change the landscape of Maharashtra politics, but it will definitely have an impact on a region like Mumbai, the adjacent regions like Mumbai metropolitan region, where
which is predominantly a cosmopolitan region where the Marathi speaking population is around 40 to 45%, and in equal strength there is a population of the North Indians who speak Hindi, there is a population of Gujaratis who speak in Gujarati, and they have retained their languages. So this tussle of language has always been there. When Shiv Sena adopted the policy of Hindutva, all these people who speak in different languages came on under one roof, because the political situation was completely different at that point. Those people used to vote for the Congress, which was a dominant national force in Maharashtra at that point of time. So now things have completely changed. Now they have realized that if they don't come together, the BJP allied with Eknath Shinde will emerge victorious, and again both the Thackeray brothers will look for something which what happened in 2024 election. The fearing factor at this point of time, what clearly can be seen, is basically for Eknath Shinde's party, because they are also claiming the same legacy which Raj Thackeray or Uddhav Thackeray has been claiming, and now there is a third person who is claiming the same kind of a legacy, and that is where the fight is going to happen, and that's what is the message which they tried to give. Today, interestingly, I mean, today when Raj Thackeray said that, they just wanted to show a trailer, what happens if both the brothers come together, and there is an issue on the basis of which both the brothers have come together. Uddhav Thackeray immediately responded and said clearly that, people wanted us to come together. We have come together to stay together. So that is kind of a big political statement at this point of time, which was not reciprocated by Raj Thackeray immediately from the same stage. So we'll have to wait and see how it emerges further, because the BMC elections will be maybe in the month of September or October. So there are still 3-4 months in between, and lot can happen in Maharashtra politics in a day's time. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes further. But right now, it's a clear messaging that if they come together, they are going to claim on majority of the Marathi vote bank in MMR region and the regions around, specifically the urban centers in Maharashtra.
Very true, and we're waiting to watch what happens on that. But let's also bring in the key players into this argument. Reshma Tapase, who is the spokesperson of MNS. Reshma, आपसे जानना चाहूंगी, 20 साल के बाद दोनों भाई एक साथ आए हैं, आज कंधे से कंधे मिलाकर खड़े हैं, पर 20 साल पहले ये नहीं था, क्योंकि एक पावर की फाइट थी दोनों भाइयों में, और आज जब ये खड़े हैं, बहुत अंतर है दोनों की पर्सनालिटीज़ में या दोनों के स्टाइल ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स में। राज ठाकरे एक बहुत फायर ब्रांड टाइप पर्सनालिटी है उनकी, उद्धव थोड़े मेलोड हैं। किस तरह से ये आगे बढ़ेगा, क्योंकि क्लैशेस हो सकते हैं, बहुत वल्नरेबल सिचुएशन है, क्या कोई थॉट है इसके पीछे कि हम आगे इसको कैसे बढ़ाएंगे?
देखिए, 20 साल पहले क्या हुआ क्या नहीं सबको पता है, क्या होना चाहिए था। बीती बातें भूल के आज जब महाराष्ट्र की जनता, जबकि आपके चैनल ने भी कितनी बार चलाया कि ये दोनों साथ नहीं आ रहे हैं, कब आएंगे, सबके मन में ये सवाल था कब साथ में आएंगे। आज वो दिन निकल आया कि जब दोनों 20 साल के बाद एक मंच पे आए, और सारे महाराष्ट्र की जनता के लिए बहुत ही बड़ा खुशी का एक त्यौहार समझिए, एक उत्सव मनाया गया इस चीज़ का। आगे जैसे कि राज साहब भी इतने सुलझे हुए, आपने अगर उनका जो महाराष्ट्र के लिए विकास आराखड़ा जो उन्होंने दिखाया था कि किस तरह से ब्लूप्रिंट थी, किस तरह से महाराष्ट्र होना चाहिए, नेशनल पार्क कैसे होना चाहिए, यहाँ के रास्ते कैसे होने चाहिए, हर एक चीज़ उन्होंने ब्लूप्रिंट में उन्होंने लाया था सामने। उनके पास विकास की एक नज़र है राज साहब के पास कि कैसे अपनी सिटी होनी चाहिए। और उद्धव साहब भी सीएम रह चुके हैं महाराष्ट्र के, तो देखते हैं आगे चल के। हमें लगता है कि महाराष्ट्र की जनता इस बार हमें आवाज़ देगी, आवाज़ लगा रही है। आगे जो होगा अच्छा ही होगा
जी।
जैसे कि आपने जब महायुति की सरकार देखी, उनका था सबका साथ सबका विकास, लेकिन सभी ने देखा विकास किसका हुआ है।
चलिए
हर जगह पे कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है, लोगों को
मैं जयेश वानी से भी इसी बात पर एक कमेंट चाहूंगी कि जैसे तपासे जी बोल रही है, देखते हैं आगे चल के क्या होता है। मतलब कोई क्लैरिटी नहीं है इंटरनली कि इसको किस तरह से आगे बढ़ाना है, या क्लैरिटी है कि हमारा
नहीं,
एम
नहीं,
बीएमसी
आगे
पोल्स
चल के
है
मैंने-
और ये जो मराठी अस्मिता की बात है ये
नहीं,
एक
नहीं।
प्लैंक है। जी बोलिए।
आ, सबसे पहले तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कुछ बातें आपने मिस कर दी है पूरे आज की फेस्टिवल में। आज का जो उत्सव था उसमें से उसका एक बड़ा अच्छा स्लोगन था, नहीं कोई झंडा, मराठी यही एजेंडा। आज जो मुलाकात हुई है, आज जो एक समारोह हुआ है, आज जो मराठी
एजेंडा।
महाराष्ट्र के पूरे पूरे महाराष्ट्र में जो एक पर्व मनाया गया है वो केवल मराठी के लिए था। एक बड़ी लड़ाई भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खिलाफ महाराष्ट्र में दो ठाकरे बंधुओं ने साथ आकर जीती। उनके साथ साथ कई और लोग भी थे जिनका नाम भी लिया गया, उन्हें स्टेज पर भी बुलाया गया, मंच पर भी बुलाया गया। अब जो लड़ाई सामाजिक मुद्दों पर आगे बढ़ी है, क्या राजनीतिक मुद्दों पर वो उसी तरह आगे बढ़ेगी या नहीं, ये तो वो दो भाई बैठकर डिसाइड करेंगे ना। दोनों ही अपने अपने पार्टी के प्रमुख है, दोनों ही भाई है, दोनों ही एक दूसरे से बात कर सकते हैं, दोनों के एक दूसरे के पास नंबर है, तो वो बात कर लेंगे। मुझे अचरज इस बात का हुआ आज यहां पर आते ही, आइडियोलॉजी की बात कर रही थी शाइना एनसी मैडम, जिन्होंने लोकसभा से पहले आइडियोलॉजी पहली छोड़ के दूसरी में चले गए केवल लोकसभा की टिकट मिलने के लिए। आज वो आइडियोलॉजी की बात अगर
हम आपके जैसे नहीं है जो यहाँ से वहां, वहां से यहाँ से
मैडम मैं वहीं पे हूँ, मैं जिस दिन से राजनीति में आया हूँ वहीं पे हूँ। आप बेहतर जानती हो, मैंने जिंदगी में कभी अपनी पार्टी नहीं बदली, ना बदलूंगा, घर बैठूंगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है मुझे। हाँ, तो मेरा कहने का मुद्दा यह था कि ये किस आइडियोलॉजी की बात कर रहे हैं। देखिए, जो प्रादेशिक पार्टियां हैं वो अब हर राज्य की जरूरत बन गई है। जिस तरीके से भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक राष्ट्रीय एजेंडा लेकर स्थानीय मुद्दों को, प्रादेशिक मुद्दों को रौंदते हुए चली जा रही है, आज मुझे बताइए भारतीय जनता पार्टी का क्या स्टैंड है। बेलगांव, कारगबार और निपाणी जैसे ये जो गांव है मराठी के, जो हम कहते हैं कि ये महाराष्ट्र से बिलोंगिंग है, ये हमारा एजेंडा है। आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी का स्टैंड क्या है? कर्नाटक में भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है, महाराष्ट्र में भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है, केंद्र में भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है। तो मराठी के मुद्दे पर ये गांव जो हमारे हैं वो हमको वापस क्यों नहीं लेके दे रही है महाराष्ट्र में इनको क्यों वापस नहीं ला रही है? आप देखिए, सेपरेट विदर्भ का मुद्दा है, बार बार हम कह रहे हैं कि ये महाराष्ट्र एक रहेगा। मुंबई, विदर्भ, कोंकण, गोवा, कोंकण और खानदेश के साथ मराठवाड़ा, ये सारा महाराष्ट्र एक है। लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी अलग विदर्भ की मांग करते आई है। इस मुद्दे पर उन्होंने चुनाव जीते हैं। देखिए, प्रादेशिक अस्मिता के जो मुद्दे हैं वो प्रादेशिक अस्मिता के मुद्दे, प्रदेश के मुद्दे, प्रदेश के लोगों की आवाज बनने के लिए प्रादेशिक पक्षों की, प्रादेशिक, एक सेकंड में खत्म करता हूं, 20 सेकंड में खत्म करता हूं, प्रादेशिक राजनीतिक पार्टियों की जरूरत होती है। और वही जरूरत पूरे करने का काम राज ठाकरे और उद्धव ठाकरे साहब मिलकर करेंगे। और मराठी मानुस के लिए आवश्यक है। आप महाराष्ट्र में जाके मराठी लोगों से पूछिए कि उनके दिल में क्या खुशी का माहौल है। आज दिवाली बन रही है महाराष्ट्र में।
जी, Shaina, quickly respond to it, after which I want to take this point to Rajdeep and I want his comments on it. Quickly respond to it.
Firstly, there was no mention of issues concerning the interests of Marathi at this entire so-called promotion. They didn't even once mention a vision plan for the people of Maharashtra or the Marathi people. And that has left everyone disappointed. But I'm not here sitting on comment.
Madam,
it is
तुम्ही
their
आज ते लाडकी बहीण योजनेचं पोर्टल बंद केलं, त्याचे उत्तर द्या ना. तुम्हाला मराठी नीट सांगता येत नाही
only
तुमच्या
with
लोकांना,
view
मॅम.
of the BMC election. But let me please understand and explain to you. People have seen the infrastructure work which has happened in Mumbai, whether it's the coastal roads, the metro, the plants, the concrete roads, doing away with contractors.
Okay, Mr. Vani and Shaina, you have made your point.
Projects. So I think that's what people are voting for. They don't want vandalism. They don't want people to go just breaking and hitting people for not speaking Marathi. We want to encourage people.
Right, and I am going to come to that point. Shaina, I am going to come to that point.
Brand that works in today's day and age.
Okay, I am going to come to that point. Mr. Vani, मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ, आप एक मिनट होल्ड कीजिए। एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट पे मैं आना चाहती हूँ। एक मिनट मिस्टर वानी, राजदीप बहुत पेशेंटली होल्ड कर रहे हैं। मिस्टर वानी, रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ आपसे एक मिनट। राजदीप, आई वांट यू टू कमेंट ऑन देवेंद्र फडणवीस's response. He's called it a crip fest. He said this is not the victory of Marathis. He's saying that we all follow the ideals of Balasaheb Thackeray. We are Marathis. We believe in Hindutva, in Hindi, and it is Uddhav Thackeray who betrayed us, and now the two brothers are playing politics of discrimination. Rajdeep, how far can you pit the Hindutva factor against the Marathi factor? Is that even possible?
Look, first of all, let's be very clear. Maharashtra has now become the land of political opportunists. Almost a third of Maharashtra's MLAs have been in more than one party in the last decade. So let all these leaders who come on TV and make big promises and commitments about their ideology, let's be clear, their ideology has hollowed out. the same BJP which called Ajit Pawar the most corrupt politician and corrupt party aligned with him for the elections. Uddhav Thackeray and the Congress had serious differences on secularism and Hindutva aligned with each other. So let none of these politicians give you any lectures, please, about ideology. Having said that, let's be also very clear. Balasaheb Thackeray formed the Shiv Sena in the 1960s as a Sons of the Soil movement with job competition as a basic principle. The belief that jobs must be first for Maharashtrians, not for the outsiders. That's how the Shiv Sena got its initial traction, particularly among middle class Maharashtrians in and around Mumbai. The Shiv Sena spread across Maharashtra only when it embraced Hindutva post 1988. And that's when the BJP and the Shiv Sena came together, because at that time Maharashtra was a dominant Congress party state. To challenge the Congress, the BJP and the Shiv Sena came together. In 2012, after Balasaheb Thackeray's death, the BJP saw an opportunity to emerge as the senior partner of the Hindutva alliance, a process that was accelerated once Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister of the country. And over the last decade, the Shiv Sena, which has never got a majority of its own in Maharashtra, there are certain limits to Marathi Asmita. Marathi Asmita may resonate in Mumbai. It doesn't resonate in a Vidarbha and Marathwada, where the real issue is farmer suicides. It may not resonate in other parts of rural Maharashtra where there is a serious agrarian crisis and deindustrialization that has taken place in some parts of Maharashtra. So this Marathi Asmita was an issue which was very relevant in the 60s and 70s when job competition in particular was used to create a Sons of the Soil movement. There is still some traction for it among core voters. But you don't win elections with core voters, you have to increase your vote base. And the Shiv Sena has realized in recent times that where the Congress was once the dominant party, now in the last decade the BJP has become party number one of Maharashtra. How do you challenge the BJP? How do you challenge a dominant party which is in power at the center and has a strong chief minister in the state? The only way you can do that is go back in a way to your old ideology, hope that you can consolidate or bring a Marathi Manus vote bank once again, but it won't be easy.
Yeah.
Mumbai has changed, Maharashtra has changed.
Yeah.
35% of Mumbai, 30% according to some figures are those who are North Indian migrants. Add Gujaratis. The number of non-Marathi speaking population in Mumbai is larger than Marathi speakers. Marathi speakers are at best 40%. So, you know, the demographics have changed of Mumbai. The politics have changed where you have an ascendant BJP talking the language of Hindutva. Therefore, this is actually a battle for survival.
Right.
That's why I said 6 months, 1 year from now, don't be surprised one of these Senas, whoever wins the BMC, joins hands with the BJP. That is also possible. The first battle is Eknath Shinde versus the Thackeray's. Round 3. Round 1 was Lok Sabha, round 2 was Vidhan Sabha, BMC will be round 3. Once that is over, then we'll see what round 4 has to offer. Maharashtra mein picture abhi baki hai. Who knows? Shaina NC may go back to the BJP tomorrow and she may appear on your program 6 months from now as a BJP spokesperson. Anything is possible in Maharashtra.
Okay, Shaina NC is also smiling to that. But I quickly want to take this point to Jayesh Wani, क्योंकि Jayesh Wani जी सभी ये कह रहे हैं कि उद्धव सेना का जो हाल चल रहा है पिछले कुछ इलेक्शन से, बीएमसी पोल्स बहुत ज़रूरी हैं. पार्टी का सर्वाइवल बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा अगर ये भी उद्धव सेना के हाथ से निकल जाता है. और किस तरह से अब ये अलायंस शेप अप कर रहे हैं देखना ज़रूरी है. क्योंकि एक और सवाल जो शाइना एनसी ने उठाया, आपके तरीके कितने हद तक मिलते हैं? जिस तरह से एमएनएस के ये लोग सड़क पे चले जाते हैं, मारने लगते हैं, बोलते हैं मराठी बोलो, आप मराठी का बैटल जिस दम पे लड़ रहे हैं, क्या आपके तरीके मिलते हैं दोनों के?
सबसे पहले तो मैं राजदीप सर से बस इतना कहूंगा कि सर मेरे मामले में निश्चिंत रहिए, मैं 6 महीने के बाद भी इसी पार्टी में रहूंगा, 6 साल के बाद भी और 60 साल के बाद भी. मैं पार्टी नहीं बदलूंगा, घर बैठूंगा लेकिन पार्टी नहीं बदलूंगा। नंबर 1। नंबर 2, अच्छा सवाल पूछा साइना एनसी मैडम ने। मुझे तो अचरज होता है कभी कभी कि ये कैसे बोल लेते, कहां से आता है इतना कॉन्फिडेंस। इन्होंने अब तक बताया नहीं कि वो कुणाल कामरा वाले मामले में जिन लोगों ने हमला किया था उनमें से कितने लोगों को इन्होंने पार्टी से निष्कासित
आप
कर दिया
तोड़फोड़
है।
की
उन
राजनीति
पर
करते रहे
मैं बोला मैडम बीच में
लोगों,
आपके, आप बड़ा इम्पेशेंट हो
मुझे
जाते हो
मुझे
शाइना
इसका
मैम।
जवाब देने दीजिए बाद में।
शाइना मैम आप इम्पेशेंट हो जाती हो। आप बात कर रही थी तो मैं नहीं कर रहा था ना मैम। आपसे
चलिए
विनम्रता
चलिए, आप अपना
पूर्वक
पॉइंट
निवेदन
खत्म
है।
कीजिए, फिर हम शाइना
जी
एनसी को भी मौका देंगे।
जी
आप
जी
पॉइंट
जी
करिए
बिल्कुल।
अपना।
तो कुणाल कामरा के मामले में क्या किया इनके पार्टी के लोगों ने मुझे पता नहीं। आज उद्धव साहब ने बड़े क्लियर कट तरीके से कह दिया है कि मराठी भाषा के लिए, मराठी अस्मिता के लिए सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करो, विनती करो, आवाहन करो, और अगर नहीं मानते हैं तो फिर जो हम लोग उनसे कहना चाहते हैं वो नहीं मानते हैं तो क्या करेंगे मुझे बताइए। उनको रिक्वेस्ट करना और मराठी भाषा के लिए इंसिस्ट करना, ये अगर गुंडाई है तो है और क्या। हमारे राज्य में एक छोटा एग्जांपल देके मैं रुकूंगा, मैं आपका ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगा। मैम छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज ने सन 1676-1677 में राज्य व्यवहार कोश बनाया था। जो राज्य होता है उस राज्य की भाषा क्या होनी चाहिए, ये सन 1676 और 1677 छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज ने राज्य व्यवहार कोश बनाया था। रघुनाथ पंत हनुमंते, ये शाइना मैडम को तो इसमें से कुछ भी पता नहीं होगा, मुझे मालूम है, तो वो पढ़ लेगी बाद में जाके। ये छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज ने जो रास्ता बना के दिया है ना कि हमारे स्वराज्य में, हमारे राज्य में हमारी भाषा चलेगी, हम उसी रास्ते पे तो चल रही है। ये तो छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज का दिखाया हुआ रास्ता है, इसमें गलत क्या है?
Okay, Shaina NC, while you respond to him, I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing, that for the Shinde Sena, many believe is this reunion causing some sort of an insecurity, because fact is what they are touching upon is an emotive issue. And does the Shinde Sena have a strong enough retort to be able to battle this?
Look, we fought 80 seats and 160 under the leadership of Eknath Ji Shinde. We are here to stay. This is the real Shiv Sena. We have never compromised with the philosophy of Hindu Hriday Samrat Adharaniya Balasaheb Thackeray. Unlike certain parties that chose to go for the lust for power, sit in the lap of the Congress and NCP, and I wonder what Balasaheb Thackeray would have ever thought of. That's the difference. You talk about a surname, people don't vote for surnames. People vote on delivery. Today, the speech was full of third-grade political criticism. We want to ask that what is a rise and what is an awakening, what is a revolution, what is a storm, what is an uprising when there are only hypocrites and frauds who have chosen to deceive the Marathi people. Don't forget that when Mr. Mashalkar was there and Uddhav Thackeray was the chief minister, he was the one who accepted class 1 to class 12.
मैडम ये फैक्चुअल मिस्टेक मत करने दीजिए, बस ये झूठ मत बोलने दीजिए। झूठ बोलेंगे तो रोकूंगा।
In
मैम रिक्वेस्ट है इनको झूठ मत बोलने दीजिए। माशेलकर कमेटी का इन्होंने रिपोर्ट पढ़ा के पहले ये पूछिए इनसे। चलिए मेरे हाथ में रिपोर्ट है, चलो पढ़ते हैं। ये रिपोर्ट पढ़ा के पूछिए उनको पहले।
जयेशवानी जी एक मिनट उनको अपना पॉइंट खत्म करने दीजिए, मैं आऊंगी। एक मिनट जयेशवानी, उनको अपना पॉइंट खत्म करने दीजिए।
On ground and not just going into sarcasm and rhetoric. That prize can be taken by you, sir, and that award can go to you.
ओके जयेशवानी, आपको मैं पूरा मौका दे रही हूँ सर, आपको मैं पूरा मौका दे रही हूँ। आप अपना पॉइंट पूरा बोल रहे हैं और आपने भी पूरी तरह से आपने बीजेपी पे अटैक किया। एक मिनट, मैं राजदीप जी के पास वापस जाना चाहती हूँ, एक इंपॉर्टेंट उनसे सवाल पूछना चाहती हूँ। राजदीप, you're saying that the situation is very, very fragile, anything can change, and as much as the Hindi imposition issue is concerned, Sharad Pawar, the Congress have backed the Thackeray brothers on this particular issue. But with regards to these particular allies, backing it, if the political ground gets stronger and the brothers come together, then what happens? How do you see that shaping up?
Look, it seems as of now that the cousins have decided to fight together at least till the BMC elections, which could take place as early as September, certainly before the end of the year, in the hope that they can consolidate the Marathi Manus vote bank in the BMC, which is the country's richest civic body, which for the last 3 decades has been controlled by the Shiv Sena. You lose the BMC and the Shiv Sena UBT loses its golden goose. Raj Thackeray completely loses his political relevance. To that extent, they have come together for survival and out of a sense of hope that at least they can fight to win another, they can at least survive in this era of a dominant BJP. So that's the short-term goal that they have. In the long term, frankly, in Maharashtra, no one knows what will happen, because we don't know whether the BJP will eventually ditch an Eknath Shinde and perhaps go back to an Uddhav Thackeray. We don't know, for example, whether the Pawars will come together. Could there be a family reunion there at some stage? All these questions are blowing in the wind. The reason why Maharashtra's politics has become so fragile is because Maharashtra's politics now is completely without an ideology. All this talk of Hindutva, which the BJP makes, saying that we are the only Hindutva party, is all very well. But for your survival a year or two ago, you broke the NCP and tied up with an Ajit Pawar. The fact is, therefore, the BJP also over the years has somewhere diluted its core, and it paid a price for it in the 2024 Lok Sabha as well. So because all the major parties in Maharashtra have made so many compromises over the last decade, the Congress suffered because of it. The Congress, by the end of the day, was unable to sort of tell the people of Maharashtra what it represented any longer. I mean, the same Congress which used to target the Shiv Sena eventually allowed or enabled an Uddhav Thackeray to become Chief Minister in 2019. So when politics hollows out, then all kinds of alliances are possible. But everybody is looking for short-term survival in Maharashtra, except, I will say, Devendra Fadnavis, who is seeing in this, he is the lamba race ka ghoda at the moment, who has slowly but surely established himself. And that's why you saw today, even in his speech, Raj Thackeray said, Devendra Fadnavis has brought us together. The fear that a Devendra Fadnavis will swallow up everyone, will dictate terms to everyone, is bringing some parties together. But for how long, we don't know. That's the question. Because when you don't have an ideology, then the moment the political hawa changes, you go along with the hawa. That's what's going to happen in Maharashtra in 6 months. I bet, Suresh Rao, that if you have this debate after the BMC, you may find fresh political alignments in Maharashtra.
Okay. I'm quickly going to give a chance to Reshma Tapase to understand, as far as your leader Raj Thackeray is concerned, he is a dominant personality. और अगर ये गठबंधन होता है तो सीट शेयरिंग के झगड़े, लीडरशिप के झगड़े, क्या आप लोग ऑलरेडी ये प्रीएम्प्ट कर रहे हैं होगा? क्योंकि एक तरफ बात है फडणवीस से लड़ने की एज अ कलेक्टिव फोर्स, बट बिटवीन द टू ब्रदर्स हु विल हैव द वन अपमंशन?
देखिए कैसा है ना, फडणवीस से लड़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है हमें। फडणवीस साहब सीएम है, लेकिन मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है?
जी
हेलो
जी
हेलो
जी
हेलो, मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है?
यस।
हाँ, तो आपने बोला फडणवीस से लड़ने के लिए क्या आप रेडी हैं? तो फडणवीस साहब से लड़ने के लिए रेडी ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। हम हमारा काम करेंगे। हम यहाँ की जनता को पता है उनको क्या चाहिए, जो कि जनता अभी यहाँ पे भाजपा हो गया, शिंदेगढ़ हो गया, इनसे थक चुकी है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे विकास नहीं हो रहा है, सिर्फ खुद का विकास हो रहा है। क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पे भी यही चल रहा है। मेरे पास कितने सारे मुद्दे हैं, यहाँ पे सबका साथ नहीं हो रहा है, सबका विकास नहीं हो रहा है। साथ तो सबका ले रहे हैं, विकास किसी का नहीं हो रहा है। तो लोगों को पता चल चुका है। रहा उद्धव साहब और राज साहब, वो मिलके डिसाइड करेंगे और आपके सामने आने ही वाला है। जब इलेक्शन पास में आएगा तब क्या होने वाला आपको सबको दिखेगा। और रहा महाराष्ट्र की जनता, तो महाराष्ट्र सिर्फ शहर में नहीं है, गांव खेड़े में भी है। महाराष्ट्र मुंबई से लेके पूरे महाराष्ट्र में, मुंबई भी महाराष्ट्र का हिस्सा है। आगे इलेक्शन जब डिक्लेयर होगा तब आपको पता चलेगा। क्योंकि आज का जो उत्सव हुआ है उससे मैडम सबके रोंगटे खड़े हो चुके हैं। मुझे लग रहा है सब रो रहे होंगे घर पे, क्योंकि अगर ये दोनों के साथ में आने से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है।
Okay. I think Rajdeep wants to make a point. Shaina, I'll come to you. Quickly, let's listen to what Rajdeep is saying. I'll come to you.
One simple question.
Shaina, one minute. We'll just let Rajdeep
I'm listening to Ms. I'm listening to Rekha Tapase, and I'm wondering, Raj Thackeray, please look at his political career. In 2014, he says Narendra Modi is the best person to lead India. I am fully with Narendra Modi. In 2019, he says Narendra Modi is the biggest danger to India. We should come in an alliance against him. He goes ahead and does campaigning for the then UPA government, or the what became later on the MVA. Come 2024, Raj Thackeray is once again extolling the virtues of Narendra Modi and saying Narendra Modi is the best thing that could have happened. Raj Thackeray now is suddenly talking about Devendra Fadnavis, bringing him closer to with Uddhav Thackeray. People of Maharashtra are seeing through all of this. How many times are you going to shift sides? How many, you have to show consistency. The problem
I apologize.
in Maharashtra at the moment, our politicians are consistent in their inconsistency.
I completely agree with you, and we are very short of time, and I want to come back to you for the closing remarks, but I quickly want to take this point to China NC also, because Maharashtra is a state that has a very diverse fabric, and I have had a lot of non-Marathis also call me and tell me that we have hugely contributed to the growth and the economy of the state. And what is happening today is not a good sign. If people are being beaten up for not speaking Marathi, if this is how companies and factories will be vandalized, then it's not okay.
I was just coming to that point. Do you think that today in the 21st century, people are going to vote for people who take law into their hands? Have they once condemned the violence that they have chosen to use in the name of language pride, and that has stressed out the people in Maharashtra? That is the central issue, and the state's identity you talk about. We are known for our Marathi asmita, we are known for our Marathi pride, and whether it's the Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis or our leader Eknath Shinde, they have all championed the cause of the Marathi-centric language policy, and that's why the Dr. Narendra Jadhav committee has been formed. But to use this as an agenda to position yourself, and two brothers who seem to have reunited after 20 years, and as I said, great luck to them, but it's not like people are only going to vote on surnames. Stock prices go up and down based on the performance. So it's called politics of performance. If there is no agenda, and there has been none that has been seen today and in the days to come, I'm sure it's going to be the same inconsistency that Rajdeep was talking about.
Okay, I request Rajdeep to quickly stay on, because Rajdeep, I want you to make the closing remarks on this show. Okay, Jayeshwani ji, quickly make your point, after which
30 seconds. 30 seconds. शाइना इनसे मैडम जब से आई है तब से मुझे यही सुनाई दे रहा था, वो वेलकम फिल्म में था ना कि मैं पहले फुटबॉल खेलता था, फिर मुझे मजनू भाई मिले, वो किसी सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे रही है, बस वही टेप दोबारा घुमा रही है. नाउ माय स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन, my specific question to her on the issue of Hindi compulsion, what stand has been taken by the Eknath Shinde fraction, which called themselves as a Balasaheb के विचार पर चलने वाली पार्टी? What they have taken a stand against the Hindi GR?
Okay, I'm really sorry. I'm very short on time. Rajdeep, I know where you stand on this issue when it comes to the larger fight on the linguistic battle in New India. And that is why I want you to speak on what is important for the upcoming generations. Won't being multilingual add to competitive advantage with all the regional parties and the way they are going after this issue? Is it feasible in the larger interest of the country?
Let them take law into their hands.
Ma'am, first of all, look at the hypocrisy of these netas. All of them who are talking of Marathi Asmita, they don't send their children to Marathi medium schools. They all send their children to English medium schools. That is the reality. Why don't they accept the reality? And what is this Thokshahi, going and beating up someone for speaking Hindi? Is this the way you are going to run an administration? And how many of these people across party lines who are speaking about Marathi Asmita? What about the Marathi Asmita when farmers are committing suicide? Thousands of farmers have committed suicide in Maharashtra over the last 30 years. Amravati is the suicide capital when it comes to farmers. How many debates have we had on TV when it comes to that issue? How many agitations have been done on farmer suicide?
Right.
How many of these leaders have done a consistent program for the farmers of Maharashtra? It's very easy to go and beat up a helpless shopkeeper and show your muscle. What kind of muscle is this? Is this Maharashtra Asmita? Is this what Chhatrapati Shivaji wanted?
Right.
They used Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's name. But they do
Rajdeep-
exactly the opposite of what Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj wanted, which was a more prosperous Maharashtra for every Maharashtrian, not just for those who can send their children to English medium schools. They should all send their children then to Marathi medium school if language is the issue. The real issue of Maharashtra is not language. The real issue of Maharashtra is how are you going to provide jobs and rising incomes at a time when the state is struggling despite having all the infrastructure and advantages
I
and
request
industrial
all our
advantages of the
panelists-
past. None
I-
of these politicians
Yes,
talk
sir.
about it in the state assembly. That's the tragedy of Maharashtra.
Rajdeep,
What
Yes,
kind of
sir.
identity
Rajdeep
politics
जी,
is this? This
Rajdeep,
is
you're
not
leaving
बोलना
our
है इस पे।
viewers
राजदीप
and
जी,
our
मुझे बोलना है
panelists
इस
with
पे।
all the
मुझे
valid
बोलना है इस
questions.
पे।
I request all of you, we are really short on time. We'll have to close this program at this point. But I know this is an ongoing debate, and especially these questions are going to become very important in the time to come with the Thackeray brothers coming together, whether this is a temporary arrangement or will this have more in the political landscape is something we track closely.